It's Nicole Dennis here, and today I'm here with the amazing Louise McGregor, and we're going to be sharing a little bit with you about Louise's story. So welcome, Louise. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here today. You are a real inspiration. So tell us a little bit about what you do, Louise, because you're a therapist. So tell us a little bit about that.
I am. I'm a physio-key therapist, which a lot of people probably haven't heard of. It's reflex biofeedback technology. Really great at activating healing within the body, a little bit along the lines of ASEA, does similar sort of things. So I work in a very busy physiotherapy practice here at North Lakes. So I have my own business, Emmaus Health and Wellness, and I see a number of patients a week. So yeah, really love what I do, and I love that I'm able to help people with their health.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's so great to be able to make that your career, to be able to help people.
Absolutely.
So, Louise, tell us a little bit about how you first found out about ASEA and what attracted you to ASEA's products.
Yeah, so I had a health challenge of my own. I'd had breast cancer, and I'd actually had surgery to have a bilateral mastectomy and immediate reconstruction using my stomach tissue, which took quite a big toll on my body physically. And so I was referred to Lorna Golombek, my physiotherapist, for rehabilitation. And during treatment, Lorna introduced me to Renew 28 and recommended that I use it in between treatments, not only to help with my external scars, but also with the internal scarring that I had on my body. So because I had a lot of tightness that had occurred from that surgery, I had very limited movement in my arm and other parts of my body. So yeah, she introduced me to that and said, I think you should use this. I think it'll be really great in helping you get back to full recovery. And I'm really glad that she did.
It's awesome. You had such a great result initially with that Renew 28. But
absolutely.
then you continued on, and you've had some other incredible things happen with the products as well, right? Like you've had some other really powerful results over time.
Absolutely. And as I say, I did start using it primarily just because of my surgery, but I actually found that it started to rectify a whole heap of other issues that I had. So for about 20 years, I had very high inflammation markers. So my ESR and CRP, which are inflammatory markers in my body, were always very, very high, right off the charts. And I'd been monitored regularly over that 20-year period with 3 to 6 monthly blood tests. I've been sent to immunologists and other specialists, and nobody could tell me why they were so high. And so I was on Mobic anti-inflammatories for that length of time. And I have had those blood tests rerun 3 times in the last 2 years, and every time my inflammatory markers have all come right down back into normal range. So I don't take Mobic anymore for that. And as a person who has had cancer, we don't want any inflammation in our bodies, but we don't want further cancers or anything like that, or any other health issues. Having high inflammatory markers could cause a lot of health issues. So I also had a condition for about that same length of time where acid would burn up my esophagus, and I was on Pariet medication for all that time. And just using the Renew 28 on pretty much most of my body. We used to joke that it would be quicker for me to tell you where I don't use it than where I do. But I was using on my stomach and my face and neck twice a day, just for my general health, as Lorna had instructed me. And I have not had a Pariet for 2 years. I've had none of that condition for 2 years. So I am now completely drug-free. I take absolutely no medications whatsoever. I just use Renew 28 and the other Redux products. So yeah, I'm enjoying the best health of my life, and I have a very, very full-on busy life. I'm working here in the clinic and my ASEA business and other things that I'm doing outside of the clinic, and I just find that I can function really, really well. And a good example of that was a couple of weeks ago when I actually ran out of one of my products, and I just noticed this decline. I wasn't getting it for a week because I forgot to put my next order in. So I started on Sunday. I took my last dose. By the time I got to Wednesday, I had to have a day off work. I was just that depleted physically, emotionally, mentally. Everything was just not functioning well. And so I got to Friday and I really wasn't good at all. But by that afternoon, when my product arrived and I used some of it, within half an hour, literally, I was back on fire. Everything was working really, really well. I took another and used another lot of the product about an hour later, and I was just back to normal. You know, I was thinking clearly, I was making really great decisions. I had lots of energy, and that's what I find. These products just give me great energy, great clarity of thought, and I feel really, really well. And look, I can't even tell you the last time I had a sick day. You know, I'm very well, so I love them.
That's amazing. When you haven't had your health, you really understand what that is to be able to have it back.
Absolutely. And I think that's the thing, you know, with these products. So sometimes it's minute changes for people over a period of time. And I always say to all my patients to document what's happening, because if it is a slow, gradual change, we forget how bad we actually were sometimes, you know, once we start to get better. So it's good to look back and say, oh, actually, I was at that before and look where I am now. So, it's amazing.
Yeah, so Lou, you know, has had these incredible results. The products, you know, it's really enhanced your life and been able to give you a lot of, you know, energy and vitality back so you can enjoy the things that you want to do. And you've also then now decided to create a business and a residual income with ASEA, because that's the way that ASEA is brought to market. It gives everyone the opportunity to do that. So can you share with us a little bit about why you started to do that, Lou?
Well, you know, initially, I've got to say it wasn't about the business initially for me. It was all about health and getting my own health on track. And then because I loved the product so much and I knew what it had done for me and I was so passionate about it, I started to share it with other people. And even at that point, all I really wanted to do was help people to have great health. And so the business sort of just started to evolve as a result of that, you know. And I got to a point where my products were paid for, so I was still able to enjoy my health whilst helping other people to enjoy their health. And the thank you money I was getting was helping me to continue to do that. So, and as I could see that happening, you know, I thought, you know, this is like a win-win. You know, I can not only help people to be well, but I can also create a better future for my family as well. So, you know, it's been great in that way, and it's taken me some time and some being consistent and persistent, but you know, I am getting there. And you know, that would be my advice. Just don't ever give up. Just keep going. It does happen eventually, and you know, the benefits and the rewards that you get from it, not just financially but in helping others, is just incredible. So and also really grateful to you and Justin, Nicole, for all that you've done with the business and making it also easy for us. You know, I mean, you've just set up so many great systems that it's just so automated. So yeah, it's great. I love it, and the company's amazing. I have done a couple of these sorts of things before in my time, and I've never found a company quite like ASEA that has such a passion and a heart for what they're doing and a vision for helping all these people. And that certainly aligns with me, because that's what I want to do, you know, want to make a difference in the world. So yeah, absolutely great.
That's awesome. It's great to be able to make a huge difference for people, and to also, you know, then be able to maybe get some of the things that you aspire to in your own life, like a holiday, or, you know, pay the bills, or different kind of lifestyle. It's like a win-win. I love it. So what is, you know, so you've recently become a bronze executive, which is kind of a big thing to reach that rank in ASEA. And what's been some of the most successful ways for you to introduce people to ASEA and to share the products and the ASEA opportunity with them?
So I think, look, the most important thing is to be a really good listener, you know, and to strike up conversations with people and just be aware of what's going on in their lives, and just be attuned to, you know, as everybody knows people with health issues. I mean, unfortunately, that is the world we live in today. So, you know, just saying to people, you know, how's your health? Or if they tell me something about their health, I say, oh, what are you doing? You know, but that's sort of what sort of tactics you're taking or who you're seeing, and I say, look, you know, I know of this great product. It's fairly new to the market, and I know what it's done for me and the great health benefits that I've had with it. And so then I say to them, look, you know, if I can just send you some information. And what I really love at the moment is the latest Alan Noble video that runs for about 11 minutes, I think. And it's good because you can send it via phone or email or whatever. It's short enough that they'll watch it, and it's also long enough that it gives them enough information. So there's all these great tools you can use. So I usually send that off to them and just say, look, you know, I'll follow up with you in another day or so. Tell me what you think about it. And I found that to be really, really effective. And look, I am very fortunate that where I work as a a therapist, I have a lot of exposure to people who do have health issues. But I also need to tell you that when I started in ASEA, I wasn't always a key therapist. So I originally was working in finance in a school for the first 12 months of my ASEA business, and I still was able to find people and approach them because there are so many people with health issues. So don't think that you have to be in the health industry to make that work. You know, there's opportunities everywhere. There's always somebody that needs your help that's not getting help anywhere else. So
yeah, that's so true. There's people out there that definitely need help.
Yeah.
So one thing that's, you know, when we introduce new people to ASEA, to the products and the company and the opportunity, is to, you know, help them get started. So what do you do to help people get started when you first introduce them?
So basically I'll go through their back office with them and just show them some information about where they can find things and place their orders and that sort of thing. I'll also send them some other videos that I think are going to help them just to learn about the product. I'll tell them to plug into the Tuesday night meetings that you and Justin and the other associates run, because that's a great way for them to learn about the product and to learn the information to be able to relay that on to somebody else. So I'll also support them in other ways, saying, look, if you think about who you know that might be suffering from some kind of health condition that you think could benefit from this, or just think about people in your family or work that think maybe they need to know about this. And if they don't have the health issue, they may know somebody. So just get a little group together and, you know, I'll come and present for you so that we can get you kick-started and get you on the road to getting your product paid for you. So just things like that, three-way calls. If they've got somebody but they don't know yet what to do or how to talk about the product, then I'll say, yeah, let's all connect together on a three-way call, and I'm happy to explain that for you. And the more they listen to this and plug into all these things, then eventually they get to learn what to say and how to approach people. So
totally.
It's duplicatable. So, and just helping them get there, and then tapping into upline as well. And I say that to them too. You know, if you can't get me, tap into the ones above me, and we're all a great team who are all here to help each other get to where we need to be and help as many people as possible. So.
Yeah, I love it. I love how you've just said, you know, keeping it really simple. That's really what we did when we started, you know, just keeping it simple, connecting them, doing simple, small things in people's home. You don't need to make it all big and fancy. No. You just need to share the message from your heart, really. And
absolutely. And it's not about convincing people. It's about sharing, you know, and being passionate about what you're doing and, you know, showing your vulnerability because, you know, people can certainly relate to that sort of thing. So, just like I said, it's simple.
So, you know, now that you're also having some success with the ASEA opportunity, and you've been able to build up some additional income, and, you know, that's going to continue to grow over time. What is that possibility of that money opens up in your life, and what are you going to do with it? Someone asked you this question the other day, and it was quite thought-provoking.
It was because, you know, obviously we all have, you know, financial issues in our life that we'd like to resolve, and I hadn't really, I knew that has always been my why, you know, find your why, because my why has always been my husband and my family and helping us financially. But, you know, a couple of years ago when I did have the cancer and the surgery, the financial implications of that can take quite a toll, and it certainly did for us. You know, we're still trying to recoup from that. So this is really going to help us get back on our feet and help us set us up for the future. So, you know, my husband's been self-employed for about the last 20 years, so we don't have a great deal of superannuation, that sort of thing. So I know that I'm making positive steps towards his future and my future and leaving a legacy for our children too. You know, we're setting them up as well. So, you know, I'm really grateful to the company for that. And as I say, just so many rewards and benefits along the way that go with that, in that we get to help people we've never even met. So, the list is endless of the benefits. So,
I think that it's really amazing, you know, that being able to kind of leave the legacy for your children, because, you know, having just had our first daughter this year, and, you know, you kind of think about what would happen if something happened to us, and we have this residual income there, and we can will that to her, and so we know that she will be taken care of in that way. Absolutely. Even if something happens to us, she'll be able to have that ASEA income that will go to her and be able to provide for her needs. So that's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. And, you know, everybody's slogging away, generally most of us, in jobs, and through ASEA and through working in this business, you can actually free up more time for you and your family. So you can have the benefits of the financial stability and at the same time freeing up time for you to enjoy it with your family on your terms and when you want to do it. So, it's a great way to go. Absolutely.
Okay, so we have one last question here for you, Lou. So if someone you had some advice to give someone, maybe they're currently with a SIA and they're, wanting to grow their SIA business, or maybe they're just hearing about this for the first time, like they've seen this interview and they're hearing about this and they're like, oh, this sounds like something that's really interesting. What advice would you give them?
Well, if it's somebody who's just looking at the business, I'd say do not wait, get straight in today and go back to the person that told you about it and start now, and you can do it. You can do this just like all of us. As I say, I was originally an admin officer in a school, and now ASEA has actually led me to my career as well, because I've made all these great friends in our ASEA family, Lorna and Sally Miss Diamond and you guys, everybody. And Sally's also a key therapist, and she's introduced me to this technology as well. And I'm able to incorporate all of that. So you just never know where this business can take you. It really can open up amazing doors for you and have a beautiful social network of supportive people as well. If you're somebody that's already in the business and you're thinking, how can I move forward? That was me a couple of weeks ago. I just was sort of stuck where I was and trying to figure out what to do. And I have to say that I didn't always take a good look at my qualification part in my back office. And that was the turning point for me last week, because when I did have a look, I saw I had everything lined up and I was only 600 points away from bronze on Wednesday last week. And it gave me the drive and helped me set the intention to reach that goal. And by Friday, I had reach that goal. And part of that is also the relationships that I've built with people as well who want to support me as well. And so that's really important too. When you're building your business, make sure it's all about building relationships first, and then everything else will line up with that. So definitely look at your back office. Definitely look at where you're qualifying that week, and look at it daily, because it does change, and just see what you've got to do to get that little bit further. Maybe I could have done this sooner if I'd been looking at that earlier and seen that all I needed to do was this little bit, So it's not impossible, and tap into your upline, because last Wednesday when I saw that, and I took a screenshot of it and I sent it to Lorna and Sal, and I actually hesitated sending it to Sal at first because I thought, she's going to push me, and I don't know if I feel like being pushed right now. But I just sent it to her, and all she said was, what I wrote was so close and yet so far. And she said, Lou, this is doable. She said, it's only 600 points and it's only Wednesday. And I thought, what, she's right. I can do this, So completely changed my intention and my energies. And look what happened. I became bronze. So it's possible for anyone. So don't give up. Keep going. Tap into those above you who all want to support you to get to where you are. And make sure you look at that back office at those qualifications. That would be my biggest advice.
Totally. Well, you're truly an inspiration, Lou, and it's, a blessing to have you as part of the team. And, you always speak so well. You're really articulate and you're great at sharing the ASEA message. So
thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's a blessing for me too.
Thank you very much for taking the time to, share with the wider ASEA community today. And if you're watching this video, or maybe someone has shared this interview with you, get back to them and ask them about ASEA. And reach out to them and get some more information, and find out and connect and become part of the ASEA community, because, we're here to help you, support you with whatever your goals are. You want to, deal with a health challenge, just protect your health. You want to build a great lifestyle for yourself where you can have more time freedom, or you want to build extra additional income stream, because we all have bills that keep coming in all the time. So it's great to have extra income as well for those. ASEA can help you in all of those areas. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch our interview. Hello to our live viewers out there. I can see we've got some live viewers here on the call.
I just want to say too that one life can make a difference. So you can be that one life for somebody, and not just a difference to the people you're helping with health, but you can be that one life that makes a difference for your family as well and your income. So
thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, one life, you don't know who you can impact just by, sharing this with one person, for sure. So thank you very much, and have a great afternoon, everybody.
Thanks, Nicole. Bye.
Bye.